wrote the book to share with my human family a vision of beauty. I wanted you to understand the reason of suffering, and the whole book leads you to a process of clarity to liberate yourself from the tyranny of your mind, to show you what's your real nature, which is not the mind, what's the true nature of life, to talk with you about all the areas that bring conflicts, your self-knowledge. I wanted to make it easy. Relationships, why we are never totally harmonious and satisfied with our relationships, with that feeling of being excluded and separated and not belonging, that feeling of I am alone, I am here and the rest of the world is there. So the book is a shift from ignorance to consciousness, from false systems of beliefs to your real nature, from confusion, doubts, blindness, sadness, sorrow, to inner peace, from darkness to clarity, but in a simple way, trying to say the way I understood it on my long journey to clarity. What I do is I set up a ladder for you to climb it and liberate yourself from the cage of false beliefs. That's why I go thoroughly into the mechanisms of the mind, the emotional child mind, as I call it, which is the mind that thinks, the thinking mind, the thoughts. Years ago, I was into the New Age movement, and I have huge books full of affirmations that I would write every day. Even when I was exercising, I was all the time repeating the affirmations to heal my mind and go from negative thoughts to positive thoughts. And I would tell my clients, you must think positive, and they would tell me, yes, but how to? Because it's not a question of reversing the thoughts, because that's an aspirin effect. After a while, you start suffering again. And during the day, you keep going from a certain calm to stress, from a certain joy to unhappiness, from feeling peaceful to feeling anxious, miserable, and desperate. So even if you keep repeating the affirmations, that causes a new stress, to have to repeat the positive affirmations, not to think negative. But that's not, affirmations are great. And of course you have to heal your mind to be happy and to find clarity. Even to return to your source, you have to liberate yourself from the false belief systems that condition our thoughts and that we inherited ancestrally, from our ancestors, through our parents, through school, through our environment, and we believe that's me. My thoughts are me. If I tell you, your thoughts are not yours, you will answer immediately, I am the thinker. Of course my thoughts are mine, I think. Well, let me tell you that your mind goes by itself. Thoughts are not voluntary. And I can prove that, and if you read my book, you will see that I speak about facts that lead you to know how your mind works, so that you are not affected by it anymore. And that's the way to stop self-torment, self-torture, because the mind is always threatening you, telling you you are separated from the whole, telling you that nobody loves you, that there is something wrong in you. So to free yourself from that, you have to do a little exercise. The whole book is a process to clarity, but at the end you will find the steps, which are simple and effective questions that you ask yourself when you were feeling so at ease and all of a sudden you are upset again. So those questions take you to prove how the mind tortures you, because the mind is a tyrannic radio station that doesn't stop from the moment you wake up in the morning until you go to sleep. So to stop that agitation, you have to know how it works, because the mind, it's a biological computer, a biocomputer that you didn't create, and you cannot deactivate it. You don't have the off button, and you don't have to, because the mind calms down when you don't pay attention to the wrong thoughts, when you don't believe in them anymore, when you stop being affected by them. So the book shows you what is your real identity, and as I always say, to return to your source, to know who you are and feel integrated to life, to feel your pure consciousness. You don't need to do anything, because it's there now, at this precise moment. It's there for you, the possibility to return, to remember who you are. But if you're still on the way of sorrow, on the way of feeling that you cannot do it, you cannot cope with suffering anymore, if you are curious to know who you are, if you want to take advantage of this precious opportunity to enjoy this visit to planet Earth, being a human being, then give it a try. Read my book. It's a way of communicating from soul to soul, because that's how I wrote it. And I hope to meet you on my words. It's a little piece of my life, a gift that I give you.